Tired. I gotta get back to work though. But god dang these people, man. Well, last night before I went to bed, I was watching one of the videos I had loaded. The one about in 8 months I can't remember what it was called. I'm tired. No, I'm not anything like Sheldon's character. I'm not an excessive compulsive person that is obsessed with manipulating his environment so he appears more intelligent than everybody else because everything is put into a category and done on the thing. Today's oatmeal day and shit like that. See, that's how someone with a brain like that appears and feels more superior to others because there is such a manipulation freak that they feel that they can anything that the way their brain works and stores and processes information is excessive and compulsive, like most people in close proximity to me that are most likely. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm not too well. I'm pretty sure it does work. Well, it doesn't work, but shit. How do I say this? Because we're not working right. And Greenspan's an idiot, and I'll tell you why. And that was back in the 1990s, and it was so intelligent because of the observation, analysis, and processing. And it wasn't relative forms of communication because we're obviously not doing it. It was more of an intelligent person being more intelligent than the people around them, looking at the dynamics and the problems caused by economic warfare that were destroying the ecosystem, Marvin Gaye's Mercy, Mercy Me, and then explaining to them things that they could do that are very tangible and more intelligent about anything they're doing now. Those rails they made in China, that's not stopping the butterfly effect. That's building big concrete. It's just building to be building stuff that you're going to have to tear apart because it's eventually the attrition because of what you're doing incorrectly is causing the environment to, like with those power spray washers, right? It destroys the concrete. Making them illegal, you can conduct water that way. Making the way you can manipulate matter illegal is, you can't have these guns. Is like someone will still have those guns, build those guns, and blow your fucking head off with it. Unless you learn to forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace, and stop your bad brain activity of excessive compulsive competitive behavior immediately. Okay. The reason why the inventions are so insane and psychotic is because you are funding the Nazi party in order to liquidate the assets of the laws you made up, calling them the Christ Cradlers, because you turned Jesus into Zeus instead of obeying Jesus and doing what he said, which you're still doing today, right? And so when you have good brain activity and you take it and you manipulate it and you turn it back into bad brain activity, the results are catastrophic. You're in planes, running around, having psychopaths in equipment, killing each other, fighting each other, and it's worse than what Krishnamurti was doing. And I didn't imagine it getting this bad. That's why I don't see a future for myself physically. I feel myself recovering. I do what Suzuki tells me to do, and then I survive it. And the survival is absolute hell. But all you celebrities that think you're all that in a bag of chips, okay, I'm the guy like Jesus, and I would rather stay here with my dad, getting tortured by white ring extremist propaganda and mythology, trying to help him survive it and talk out of it, then hang out with you and listen to your talking face that makes millions and billions of dollars off of mass murdering people because they're tortured like my father and my family. Okay, so here we are again tonight, alone, just us two, with the lights are dim and true love is coming through. There's no one else in this whole world as far as we're concerned, and this is our relationship. This is me and Jennifer Lopez's relationship. Because loving you the way I do stays the same, right? This love of ours is just as strong as any vow could be. And love could never be better for you and me. And this is it. When you look at me like you do right now, I go to pieces. Because I know what's on your mind. It's just me. You got your longing look. You got that longing look like you've had in your eyes so many times. And now loving you could never be better than it is right now. Okay, wow, kiss of the Spider-Woman. Well, that sucks. But that's what I see. And that's what we have. And that's our love affair. That's our relationship. She watches me be tortured by the perverts that torture my family and say they're really bad, we need to kill all of them. And you're like, seriously? You'd rather go to some underground party and lick AOC's coochie than come and help the man that tried to save all the kids from getting raped to death in Mexico, for real? Save those kids. Oh, shit. Uh-huh. And you'd have to take that into account. Okay, he's like Jesus. He's one of the most beautiful men in the whole world, like Judah Krishnamurti and Tetsuro Suzuki and Haile Selassie. And he would rather stay here being tortured by your pervert business partners trying to save his family from that torture than listen to you talk and touch you naked. That speaks volumes. I don't think people understand what kind of volumes that speaks, right? If ever I would leave you, it would not be in summer. No, seeing you in summer, I could never go. And, we need to do things right. Greenspan's an idiot, and I'll tell you why. And I was right. And we're still not anywhere near there. And when you look at the things they're doing, and you have these people, and Brad Pitt, he bombs himself back to the Stone Age because he'd rather be Ernest Hemingway's San Juan Hill ego problems is carving faces of egomaniacs into stone. Okay. And one of them's not an egomaniac. Okay. He was stuck in the company of egomaniacs, debating egomania with egomaniacs. But he could constantly correct himself when he was wrong and say he was wrong. Okay. Washington and Jefferson, yeah, a little bit. Roosevelt, no, not at all. Roosevelt wanted to be one of them because they were great. Okay, Teddy Roosevelt was an asshole. And he's always going to be an asshole, just like Franklin Delano, who gave us all these mass giant projects to complete with the Nazis, to out-compete the Nazis for giant genocidal projects, which we still have today. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Teddy Roosevelt are absolute psychopaths, just like all the rest of them, since they started getting that, the cameras and Elijah Muhammad trying to explain that, and it was just as much in him. He just realized that Malcolm was braver, more correct, and more beautiful, and more caring, and more kind, and stronger than he was to stand up to the bullies. Elijah Muhammad was not. He was a charismatic cult leader like Hitler in those, and he couldn't control his dogs. And Malcolm was better at controlling men to have them not act like dogs, but all the dogs got together behind closed doors, just like they did with the Kennedys and Selassie and all the people. We have tons of stories about it, and they all correlate with the religious stories. What they did to Sun Yat-sen, what they did to they get worse and more insidious and more, and then try, like Malcolm said, that the media will take Elijah Muhammad and turn him into the standard and the hero and the right guy, and that pathetic pile of shit Louis Farrakhan. And then do evil, undermining things to try to make Malcolm look inadequate. And what he tried to do and teach, look at it, the same things that the assholes did with Fred Hampton and his wife and kid after Fred was killed. Okay, when you have somebody who's trying to do the right thing and he's very strong and he won't waver from right, the bitches and the dogs will kill him and then turn him into mythology, and these stories will never be able to fix it. And then you have to watch Dateline in 2020 all the time with these people saying we'll give them justice by giving them more money to stimulate the economies, to make these dogs feel like they're men, and the bitches who invent these things called laws feel like they're powerful and an authority, and wow, you have so many people's lives in the power of your hand. You forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Okay? Okay, then the lives that you have in your hands are the lives right in front of you that need you to keep doing right in order for life to be beautiful through the gift of loving one another. That is the better conduction of power than trying to outlaw pressure sprayers that are probably going to be less necessary, because what's happening is the concrete and the stuff that's all in the walls and the crap, that it's crap. It's a crap in the air that nature's trying to get rid of, what's causing all the crap in the air and where they dwell and stuff like that. So when you have all this crap and this mold and this stuff that's getting worse and worse than it ever was a long time ago, okay, it's because our chemicals and our chemical addiction and our chemical manipulation is getting worse. You didn't listen to Tesla. And you sure didn't, you didn't listen to me, and I'm more intelligent than Tesla. Okay, you give me the information how to do it, and I sit there and tell you, no, we can do this. Let's do this. Pow, 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 pow. We need to. Well, look, it eliminates the butterfly effect. It eliminates the weather problems if we need to travel and something absolutely needs to be there, which typically when you're doing things right isn't going to be necessary, okay? But like I said to Dad, he said the only problem with it is the electromagnetic thing is very powerful and stuff, and if you travel people in it too much, it causes, physical, like living next to a cell phone tower. So you couldn't do it a lot if you were human, but you could put the food into plastic containers, and contain it so it doesn't have the same effects and stuff. But there's, certain kind of buffering and things between the electromagnetic and the people sitting on top of it that you could do to very much curtail the effects of it. But it's just not something you'd want to do excessively or compulsively. You'd only want to travel when you need to, not because you feel you want to. But that's a problem with brain chemical addicted, aggressive transhumans, raping, murdering, conflict, but there's more people like you than there is people like me to control the situation, so we have less people like you. And we're constantly aware of that. You murdering Haile Selassie and assimilating him into a black god person that, Almighty God is a living man, and the brain chemical addiction. And Selassie knew that, okay? But the thing is with Marcus Garvey's an asshole, okay? Bob Marley was not an asshole, okay? Bob Marley was abused by assholes and used marijuana to calm him down so he wouldn't act like one. And Selassie told him, you're probably going to have to do that, but that's going to hurt your prayer. And it's going to make it so Bob would try not to use marijuana so his prayer would get better, but it's too hard. And Rita would come and do his hair and say, you're going to have to just do, like Rita and Cindy would tell him, it's Cindy, right, I think, Damien's mother, would tell him, you're going to have to do this. And because they just wanted more time with him. They just didn't get enough time with him, which is purely understandable. We're given life and we're not meant to be tortured and imprisoned by jealous perverts, but that's what happened with Nesta. And the women in his life never got over it, and they're never going to get over it, and they're not going to, and they shouldn't. It's like me talking about Michelle. I don't want to talk about that, And, there's so much prophecy about taking the ones like Krishnamurti and the ones like Sun Yat-sen and the ones like D.T. Suzuki, and why we don't see them and hear them talking now like you do me, and plugging them into computers, okay? And the thing is with me, they were engineering genetically, and they weren't sure if they got it right because he didn't seem to be that intelligent. And that was everybody else they plugged in, helping me appear wrong and incorrect so they could protect me. It wasn't hoodwinking them. It was protecting me physically so they wouldn't take me and plug me into a computer too. Yeah, but they took the person like Solomon and the persons like Uriah, and I understand that. Okay. And when they considered the most unstable was Absalom. So Stephanie's son was born and not plugged into a computer. So they could use him and his emotional instability to incite and manipulate and cause tribal warfare things. They know what they're doing even when they don't know what they're doing. It's, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I was for a while. But now it's like, no, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I tell you exactly what I did, why I'm doing it, and what I'm going to do. Because it's right. And they're wrong. And I'm good, and they're bad. And I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And they're a liar. Okay. And you can't lie about the truth of life. There is no hiding place from the faith of the Father and of creation when you have technology that's supposed to be correct. That's supposed to understand and obey natural laws. Okay. That's what's happening. This is exhausting. I just finally unplugged that Google Free TV thing. They hacked into it and it's not working. And so I left it on because I told myself, no, I'm going to put it back in, just turn it off. And I want to connect to these fuckers. I may not get much sleep, and it's physically uncomfortable for me. Yeah, but I'm been physically uncomfortable, and sleep has been a real issue because of chemical poisoning and Wi-Fi abuse for how long since we lost our bass player to another band back in 2009? I'm just kidding. No, before that it was hard too because what they were doing to my little Amy, and the sexual predication that they did with my little Amy, and the catastrophic effects it had on my strong, amazing, beautiful Natalie. Okay. It didn't affect Kate and Emily quite as bad psychologically with any kind of memories of what happened with me in the house. Okay, they have good memories about me being in the house because they weren't being Mrs. Kravitz like Linda and Natalie. Which don't go pay attention to her, don't go do it. You'll just hate her. And I didn't know how to articulate it to her. I did kind of, but yeah, I did, because when we got back here, I told her about what the people were doing and how they affected people, and took her to my Facebook and said, see, Natalie, there's a Rockefeller following my Facebook. And she's, but Andy Sandberg, and Natalie, the Rockefellers can give Andy Sandberg rectal cancer and make it look like an act of God. But I don't think she was cognitively mature enough to basically understand what I'm talking about. Well, I know she wasn't, because she was being abused by assholes like you, because Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, and Megan Rapinoe aren't cognitively mature enough to understand what the fuck I'm saying, or AOC, or Gutfelder, or any dumbasses on his show. You know what I just said? Okay. I explained it that most dumbasses in a trailer park with the Bible in their hand and a goddamn cigar in the other hand and a Jim Beam and Mountain Dew over and over again. It's okay. Fuck, it's the brain damage. Yeah. It's the brain damage. They go right back into what makes them feel comfortable. They do it with my dad all the time. He finished that book. He published it. He paid more money than he's made off of publishing it to get it published. And he's excited and proud about it. And nobody wants to read it because nobody really cares what your brain thinks God is. And that's the truth. No one really cares because they already have a proven genocide manual from proven genocidal operators that make and manipulate and maneuver lots of people with lots of money. And that's what they're sticking to. That's who's going to win the game between God and Lucifer. And it's like, that's not happening. There is no game between God and Lucifer. It's me with Pinky and the Brain and Sierra Vista, What are we going to do tonight, Brain? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. How are we going to do that, Brain? Topple God off God's omnipotent, omnipotent throne. You tell me when he's not looking. He's still looking, Brain. He's omnipotent, omnipotent, Brain. I don't think you're as smart as they say you are, Brain. Let's go run around the wheel and try to get some honeys and get some barbecue and McGizzy and then maybe have a little ice cream. Let's try to work in vegetables so we have a good gut health, shit. But it sure is hard to, you can't sleep because of the Wi-Fi. Okay, you can't get good sleep. You can't get good rest. Your brain doesn't get recovery. Okay. They're literally beating the hell out of your beautiful brain, which is a gift from God, okay, to share and conduct information in a beautiful manner. The tis or till, right? So, fuck. So you just rip the eyes out and take the memories away. And the reason why they're saying rip the eyes out and take the memories away so you can outmaneuver your competition to run the movie theater. That's Sun Tzu. He's a bitch. He's a boy named Sue. Okay? He's not Sun Yat-sen. Okay. It translates properly into my language to tell you the truth about yourself, bitch. I got your China right here. China go. No, it's everybody in China that's a person that can understand what I'm saying and say we ought to be a person like him and not a bitch like Sun Tzu. Yeah, Sun Yat-sen, son without sin. Let's be like him. And he was praying to the line of Christ to help save his people from the people that denied us the truth of the faith of Christ that was corrupted by the Vatican that mass murders people over money. And everybody knows it's wrong to mass murder people with invention, from invention, for invention, whatever, of the people, by the people, for the people. You're a bitch. You act like a bitch. You're going to be a bitch. You're fucked by a dog and you're fucked by two boner parts. And it sucks. Yeah. Ziggy piggy ass motherfuckers. So it's horrible, right? And I hate talking like this. I hate waking up in the morning having to pick up this phone and talk like this. I hate it. Okay. I don't want to do that. Greenspan's an idiot, and I'll tell you why. Instead of all those idiots in Fargo and Colorado building those idiot things that we know destroy the ecosystem and cause, if the Chinese are playing you on the other side of the world to get, but they're doing similar things. Their mass building stuff is the disaster, the heat domes that are going over that, the cars bubbling up. I mean, you're so addicted to what you're addicted to, and you feed off of each other, that there seems no possible way to stop you from data centering and quantum computing more and more and more. How did Tomate who's like, till you steal my sunshine? It's like, God damn, it's just a giant psychotic, mental and emotional, psychological porno that you just don't want to play with. I'd rather stay here and be slowly killed by your business partners trying to save poor people from indoctrination and institutionalization through incarceration than be naked with you and listen to you talk about your plans to get rid of them because they're worse than we are. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm good. Don't touch me. I'm Brack. Leave me alone. I'm Pancha. Don't touch me. No, don't touch me. Okay. It's my new love song for you from Musical Barbecue. Don't touch me. Okay. It's funny. I know it is. I'm tough. I know how tough I am. Suzuki reminds me all the time. Okay, we'll do it your way, but you're awfully strong. But are you sure? Yeah, I think I got this. I have no idea. They're insane. You understand, right? I love you too. Thanks, buddy. You're the best. He's like, oh, and he told me, he's like, he goes, I don't know how the technology of my insidious family works here. So, I don't think it's necessary for you to tell me in the past when it finally gets done. I was like, that's a good idea. Same with Sun Yat-sen. Oh, and with Jesus? Because you are the eternal spirit of Yahweh, he'll know when you know. And in their books, they don't know. They're always guessing. Good. They don't need to know. They're liars. Right. Okay, so we sat there and said, when's it going to happen? You're going to tell Jesus. What about us in the past? No, it's the spirit of Confucius in the future that will know when the spirit. And then Isaac has brain damage, so it's a whole one-eyed man thing and stuff like that from the Wi-Fi because he's younger. Same with Gabe and Mike. So there's no, on that part of the family, there's no, it's just always, oh, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. What's happening? We've forgiven debt and trespass and loving one another in a faithful peace and globally communicating that, so we restore. I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I feel it soon, but I just can't tell you when. But you can't tell the devil when you're going to stop the devil from fucking children in the ass and selling it on Pete Townsend's computer, because they'll kill everybody to try to keep doing it, right? So HBCU, your stem cell research department, they're just fucking assholes. You can't stop them from being assholes. They think they're the greatest thing on two legs. They can throw touchdown passes, catch touchdown passes, stop touchdown passes, throw down touchdown passers, send that sucker to the bench. He's not tough enough to survive my badass, big old fat belly whomping, belly flomping, belly whopper, Frosty the Snowman, sorry ass brown, chocolate cake cookie eating motherfucking cookie dough ass. They're assholes. I quit playing because they're assholes. I didn't quit playing because I couldn't kick their ass into the goddamn parks in Scottsdale. I remember that with Dan Sally and his cousin, all grinning at me and stuff. I'm like, really? You had to fucking use a big fucking professional sport playing musical barbecue fucking laughing dumbass to be a moving screen to beat me, and you barely beat me, and you're good game. Yeah. How good is it to cheat all the way through a card game, you take a guy's diaper money, and then say, and we weren't even playing for money. We were just playing, because, it's when you're playing sports, just see how good you are. Right? And I told you how many professional basketball players told me, God, you're the best I've ever played against. I've never, been played against somebody who I could consistently get steals or blocks off people. I only did it with you once. And then after that, it's like, no, I know exactly where you are. And do you understand how good you are? Okay. No. You know where you're fast and where, like with Reggie, when Reggie used to steal it from me. Because he'd hide behind other people because he was only about 5'5". And then when I would dribble and I would have it, and I always knew where he was, and I had to keep it low because Reggie was real good at stealing the ball. You know, you got to, Muggsy Bogues, you got to give the devil his due. You know, he can get you, he's way down low and he's between where you have to pass the ball to yourself, so you really got to watch it. He can attack the dribble excellently. He was one of the best attacking the dribble defenders I'd ever played against. Okay, his name was Reggie Parrott. He's from New York City, right? He was 5'4", and he could hide behind everybody else, and he was cat quick, like I used to do in football, get down low and hide behind the line, and they couldn't see you, and then, you know. And so you just have to learn to use your talents to make it hard for other people to knock you down, make it hard for other people to take the ball or stuff. And so, you know, Reggie was one of the best at that. Yeah, he was really good, and he used to get it from me, and he'd tell me, you know, yeah. As far as anybody stealing the ball from me, Reggie Parrott was the best. He stole it from me more than other people did. Okay. He was 5'4". He was cat quick, and he used to hide behind other people on defense when I would get through the lane. It was always through the lane. He could never do it in open court. Oh, God, no. Okay. Not even close. No. Okay. I can see him coming like with Mike. No, I can see you coming there. No, you ain't going to steal the ball from me. Get out of here. You're only 5'4". Okay. As soon as you come up near, yeah, that's right, where I want you, bitch. You know, like when I used to do the between the leg dribble, and they'd come back, well, the touchstone just to attack. Well, no, then I'm coming at you even harder and faster, and I'm either going to finish at the rim, or as soon as I get to the thing, the guys who's out there, instead of making the pass from half court, I'm making it behind the back, you know, around you. So it didn't matter. I was still going to beat you. It was just I did the half-court dribble to get you to come and think he bad, because I wanted to get the pass immediately to the guy for an easy open layup instead of a contested layup where someone could get hurt. Well, because I'm intelligent. I'm not fucking Whitey Kaufman, and I'm not Bobby fucking Knight, and I'm not Mike Krzyzewski. Or, you know, make the ref make the call. And I'm definitely not fucking, what's that dumbass's name? Dick Vitale. Yeah. He's an asshole. He will hurt somebody to keep his job for money. He's a dick, okay? We're just playing sports. It's getting our peaches in the basket. That guy really ain't Dr. Naismith. He's just a comedian pretending for dumbasses who make lots of money and no idea what's whack and what's dope and how we're using words and what 6'7" means. They're fucking assholes. No, you can't sit there and tell Dick Vitale he's a decent human being who wants to live the ways of Jesus Christ, because it's not fucking true. Okay? Dick Valvano was a dumbass, and he'll always be a dumbass. Okay? Because you need to make money to cure chemical poisoning from genocidal operations caused by making money. That's a dumb fucking human being. Okay? Life's eternal and grace is infinite. You better own that if you want to be healthy and care. God damn, you people are so fucking dumb. It was amazing. We did marketing better than anybody ever did marketing, according to the marketers. And we were part of that history. You were part of crucifying Jesus, turning him into Zeus, and using his sacrifice as comic book sales to mass murder people from satellite surveillance systems. Right, and you're proud of this. Here we are again tonight, alone, just us two. Okay. Lights are dim and true love. And I have to have Amy talk me through her sexual abuse and remind her, you're not a pervert. You're not a bad person. Okay. We have genetic connections through tribalism over 100,000 years, and it's most likely you know it through me and Natalie. Okay. And they try to keep me, you know, the way they torture me is the women that bring me the most pleasure emotionally, psychologically, and physiologically through sexual reproduction keep us separated. Okay. Kill her. It's going to turn him into that animated cartoon of the Japanese with the guy who's the top warrior who has the real sweet, pretty and sweet wife. You kill her and keep him separated, he's going to go nutso, and he's going to want to kill all of you because he never gets to be of his beautiful, kind, sweet, loving wife, and you all want all the attention to fill the arena to have everybody hear about your dysfunctional sex life till the cows fucking come home. Right? It's not fair. Okay. That Natalie, you know, thinks she should be a famous person, but in her side she knows it's wrong because it'll destroy your family and destroy everything you try to build through love. She can't stand up for me protecting her in Sierra Vista. She can't stand up for Patrick coming here and being his younger son, that it was more appropriate to try to think of a relationship, because it just worked better for all the kids that had the relationship and the dynamic that we were put in. So we're trying every way to make it as functional as possible to protect her and him to protect me, but you guys just won't allow that. Because you're fucking cowardly fucking perverts. You wouldn't stand up for the Lord's Prayer if you held a pressure spray washer to your fucking head and declared it illegal. I mean, you're fucking jerks. God damn. Last night I'm in the garage thinking, if I have to have this tooth removed, and because of all the toxins, I'm having allergic reactions to Aztecs, I might have to go to Jordan's buddy and say, hey, could you just do it cowboy style and just yank it out? Oh, that was gangster. No, it was just me trying to survive chemical poisoning from all the gangsters in this fucking valley of death. I don't want to do it, like what Judah Krishnamurti had to do. But because it's not a being macho thing, it's just a survival thing, because macho people suck. And hey, let's get a dog and make a movie in Alaska. Yeah, you're so really Leonardo DiCaprio. Once upon a time in Hollywood. Yeah, 1941. Hollywood. Let's go be a guy pretending to be Japanese with a naked blonde on our Periscope and all excited because we're seeing pussy and ass. It's like you haven't seen that before. Okay. Why do y'all lose your mind every time you see pussy and ass? It's not like you haven't seen it before. We're hundreds of thousands of years. Okay, Canada, the cave bear. I mean, have some decorum, Realize, okay, well, that looks nice. Well, if she was faithful and she loved me, she'd be fun to have sex with for a lifetime. That would be cool. Think it's tangible? I don't know. These motherfuckers are brain chemical addicts, and they're like two dogs and, hey, let's try to breed the other dog out. Hey, let's try to be the top fucker in the factory. Hey, left to right tricks. Hey, buy it, sell it, buy, sell, buy. Looking good, Lewis. Feeling good, really, Ray. Hey, let's have crab and lobster. Hey! That movie, those two buildings were destroyed to make the people that build those buildings look like victims of their own crimes. And you fuckers still believe it. Especially if you're Greg fucking Gutfeld. AOC, she doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe anything. She's too smart to believe anything. She's too sexy to believe anything. She's too charismatic to believe anything. Her brain is too intelligent to accept the truth. And Greg Gutfeld, he's not intelligent enough to accept the truth. He's stuck in lie, and he's going to stay there because it's traditional and it's good. Yeah, like what's good for General Motors is good for America. Oh, Archie! Well, we're moving on up. There goes AOC to get her maid that won't do any work, but she's got to get paid because, it's the right thing to do. Just forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace. Then Marla Gibbs won't have to live in the same apartment as a complete fucking narcissistic, condescending asshole, okay, and be abused by him. And the only reason the wife keeps the maid is because it's the only way to tolerate her husband. Okay. We can all do the math, right? Okay. Well, he's the whole reason she has all that money and gets to live in that high-rise apartment and doesn't have to live next to the bunkers. Oh, yeah. Just forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace. You don't need no 227. Okay? And your Jack A. Harry is in your house every day and every night. And the neighbors ain't doing porno to end up it being, oh, that girl who tries to fuck Craig, and Craig's an asshole. He's an asshole. Okay, I've met the guy. He's an asshole. Okay, his life changed. He started becoming a better person after he met the Messiah when he corrected him at Circles Records back in the 1980s. Okay, but he's too narcissistic and self-centered to put two and two together that, when he stopped being as big of a sexual exploiting abusive of woman dick like Eric Easy Wright and the other ones, he decided he was going to leave. That it was he met the Messiah, and the Messiah corrected his ass with him and his friends. Well, I have a big effect on people. No, Wakanda was that way already to begin with, and so was Rodney. Well, because we gravitate together. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly, Robin, fly. Right? Don't be concerned. It's all, Everything that flies towards what's right or what's wrong, depending on their connections. So if you like to fuck for the buck, you're going to go flock among the fuck for the buckers. If you like to live for the love, you're going to come to me. Look how many views I have on YouTube. So how much liver for lovers do we have? 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 10, 50. Blue Ivy Carter 154, 54, you know. And then you guys, 46 million K views because I'm talking about jack shit, brat shit, dirty old twat, 99 assholes tied in a lot, damn lizard shit, fuck. Yeah. Can you believe he said that in front of people? I said, let's live the Lord's Prayer in front of people. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 views. Blue Ivy Cardi 154 and stayed that way for 6 years or more. You guys are such fucking assholes. Okay. Love you. All right, peace out.